All right. How about some baseball news on Sunday? It's halftime right now, or just ending halftime. It's 21-7 Eagles over the 49ers. But I have some baseball news, and I told you I'd get it out to you whenever it came out. So one of them is Yankee related, one of them is kind of Yankee related, but not necessarily. The Phillies have signed Josh Harrison, who became a recent Yankee target, which I'm not exactly sure why, because he's a utility guy. The Phillies signed him for a one-year deal for $2 million. And this is John Heyman. It's also MLBTradeRumors.com. I'm not exactly sure why they were bringing in another infielder when they're trying to get rid of probably two of them. So it didn't make sense to me, but it makes sense for the Phillies. And this is, I mean, they're doing exactly what I think the Yankees should have been doing, right? Bringing in better backups for certain positions. So now you have guys like Harrison who can be reliable, play mainstays around the infield while giving guys a regular rest. So you don't have to overdo things with Trey Turner and overdo things with other folks as well. So that's what I say the Yankees should be having, focusing on good backups, guys that don't have to play every day and can still be reliable. So this is a good move by the Phillies. Again, it's 1 year, $2 million, so it's not a risky move at all, but it can have an impact on the Phillies. So the other move is the Yankee one. The Yankees have actually agreed to avoid arbitration altogether, an arbitration hearing with Gleyber Torres, and they locked him up for $9.95 million for the year 2023. So they're asked for $10.2 million. Yankees are at 9.7, so they pretty much met halfway in between. So, but he's locked up now, and he was the only arbitration player that wasn't signed. So they got that squared away too. So Gleyber Torres is here, and now we have a better idea of what he costs, so that if he does get moved, you know exactly the type of payroll forgiveness they would get, and what they might be able to get in return for him in a trade. So and again, he's got the most trade value. I've said this. He's got the most trade value of anybody that's on the trade market, whether it be Hicks or potentially IKF or Josh Donaldson or whatever. He can extract the most. And again, he's had a relatively resurgent year. So I still think he's got a good shot at being moved, as does Hicks. I think those two guys have the best shots at being moved. And again, we're about 7 weeks away from opening day, so things are going to happen until then. Just because pitchers and catchers report in like 2.5 weeks doesn't mean the moves are going to stop. Things are going to still happen. There's a bunch of guys that haven't been signed, and again, I've said recently, guys get moved during spring training too. So, but that's what I have for you right now. Okay, Josh Harrison's headed to the Phillies, and they're just loading up everywhere. So it's a smart move for them. And the Yankees took care of the arbitration issue with Gleyber Torres, so he's in the fold. So they have that stability now. They have the contract stability, and this is all kind of melted into the payroll already. So those figures are melted in. So they're not adding $10 million to the payroll. Like they're not at 302 now over 292. So no, this is already kind of factored into the payroll expenditure altogether for 2023. So that's the news I have for you now. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. If you don't want to miss stuff and you want to enjoy some good content and live streams and everything else. And thanks to Sunila and Forward Trading Express for joining on the live stream last night. That was a really good time. And shout out to you guys both for supporting the channel as always and being members of the 161 Mafia. So that's what I got for you. Go Eagles. Talk to you later.